friends of Moby Dick. What?
Are you doing a video the whole trip?
Maybe. Oh no, not the whole trip. How long is this boat ride?
3 hours.
Yep. Grumpy old pilot.
We don't know where the whales are, okay? We have a rough idea based on the success of the entire month of May, but they have been moving around in the bay, so we typically will always start the tour by heading off to the last place we saw whales the day before. In this case, because it's the 9 a.m. tour, that was across, close to the mountain, and it doesn't mean that we won't find something before then, you know? They move, this can happen, but this is the flag for now, this is the starting point, and we are just going to flow from there. You should be aware that we do not use any sonar, we do not tag the animals with GPS tags to follow them, and we certainly do not feed them, okay? Remember, you are coming to these whales in their natural environment, okay? So we aim to watch whales, or we don't want to interfere with their behavior or disturb them in any way. Whale watching is an ethical, or should be, an ethical and fast experience. Meaning, you want to watch the whale, do what the whale would be doing even if you were not there, okay? Two things, actually, very necessary for you to remember during the tour. First thing, stay safe, okay? Unfortunately, I cannot dry the deck for you, okay? So it is slippery. I don't know what kind of shoes you have, but it's good to move with caution, okay? You can go anywhere on the boat you want to go, except up here. To the very front, it is okay. To the very back is okay. Where you are sitting is okay, as long as you hold on and you stay safe, okay? Please don't run, don't jump, especially with the kids. Make sure that they are not unattended at any point. Second thing that you need to remember is something called the clock system. This is the most important thing, and it's the most underestimated thing as well, because people think, oh, I know the clock system. No, you don't. This is a very big moving clock, so it's good to try and imagine the hours around the boat, okay? So I will use the clock system to point out the direction in which you should look to see the whale. So 12 o'clock is the very front of the boat. 6 o'clock is the very back of the boat. You could use as a reference the anchor at the front and the flag towards the back, okay? Your right hand side is your 3 o'clock and your left hand side is your 9 o'clock. And of course there are all the hours that go in between, but keep in mind that these hours are spaced evenly because it's a big clock. So 1 o'clock is more or less there, 2 o'clock is there, 3 o'clock is across from the boat, okay? 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock would be that island, for example, on your right, would be somewhere between your 4 and 5, okay? And I will always try and say left side, right side, but it's good that you have this very present in your mind. If you have any doubts, just look where everybody else is looking. It is normally a good indication, okay? Are you excited?
Yeah!
Okay, good. So I will start looking for whales, and when we know something, I will let you know. So thank you very much. Just a moment. Okay guys, so the whale is up to your 11:30 on your left hand side. It is still a bit far, okay? If you want to spot the glow, is the only thing you see clearly from now, every now and then from here. And you have to look straight into the mountain, okay? Do not look straight into the sea. And it's on the left hand side of the big boat, okay? So most likely, as we approach, yeah, there is the whale now to your 12 o'clock. Most likely as we approach, the whale will be on our right hand side, okay, because we don't want to block the view from the other boat. And this is something as well good to keep in mind. Anywhere on the boat is a good place to watch the whale, provided that you are listening to me and you know if you have to move left or right, okay? And I think there are not one, but maybe 2 whales in the area.
You see the 2 waterfalls there? So I'll give you like a waterfall, lake waterfall. And then the boat's going from the water. That's why we're like you got
So you can
that right? We're off the boat, we're off the waterfall. It looks like it's on the right next to me.
I know you're very excited to see the whale, but again, don't okay? You can, there is 3 hours in this trip. Everybody needs to be there, okay? So you on the side, it is very close. So you can see your
You can lean back again. So put your left foot and right foot as far apart as you can. Okay? Left, right. Yeah.
If you don't see them because you are standing at the front right, you should move to the right on the main deck. The entire side of the boat is free right now. It is just my advice. If you want a clear view, not there, here, is okay. So any place on the side, just have to listen if I say left or right, okay? Because you can see the whale from the side as well.
It's way far.
You don't always see
At least a mile away.
There we go.
Boat stop.
Feeding at the surface. So we have 2 humpback whales actively feeding from what I see. very clearly. Closer to your 1 o'clock on your right. And look at it, 1 o'clock. Probably because there is fish bubbling at the surface and the birds are very opportunistic for that. They will also signal, I think those are Arctic birds. And, up at land between your 1 going into your 2 o'clock, still on your right hand side. So those birds are Arctic terns, and they are often signaling the presence of feeding. There we go. So there are seagulls, Arctic terns, and a few others taking advantage of the waves as well. Oh, I know this one. This one is a survivor. This will have a very big scar on the right hand side, just before the door opens. between May and September. Okay, so over these months is when we see them more frequently and in higher abundances. They are all coming here with one goal in mind. They are coming here to essentially get fat, properly fat, put on some weight. And I was joking that these whales were having breakfast, but they don't, you know. Whales do not follow any kind of pattern like we do, you know, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They will just eat continuously over the course of their eating because that's what food is available for them. And also when they migrate to areas like this bay to feed and enjoy the open display. The safely open display of Shelton Bay. On average, a humpback whale will measure between 14 to 16 meters in total length. Those humped females have been known to reach around 18. So this goes to say that females are always larger than males, normally by 1 or 1.5 meters. And those genders, as adults, are capable of reaching weights of 30 to 40 tons. That is almost twice as much as this boat, so you have an idea. What we saw, again, was lunch feeding. So basically what is happening is that most likely this is a case of cooperative feeding in which two humpbacks are working together to round up food and then take turns at it. Sometimes, if we are very lucky, we see them synchronized, which is beautiful. But basically, they will do so by different techniques. They can blow bubbles, for example, and they will scare off fish into forming these huge aggregations that we describe as bait balls, and then both whales will just take turns at it. Okay? Humpback whales are baleen whales, which means that aside from having not one but two ear holes at the top of the head, they have baleen plates in their mouth instead of teeth. So instead of chewing their food, like we do, like they have teeth, for example, they filter their food out of the water. These baleen plates kind of look like giant toothbrushes, hanging only from the upper jaw of the mouth of the whale, and they are working like sieves in the whale's mouth. So even though they can display a wide variety of feeding behaviors, like lunch feeding, the principle behind any feeding is always the same. So basically, the humpback will open the mouth very widely because they have expandable lower jaws. You might have noticed these lines, black and white lines, when the whale is coming up. That is the lower jaw of the whale expanded. So they take mouthfuls of water and then they use the tongue, which is very strong and musculous, to press the water up to the top of the mouth and out through the sides, and it creates this cascading effect all over the whale's mouth. That's what we were seeing quite often. It is also very lucky when we have lunch feeding whales and they are also flipping. So as I mentioned before, they are showing the tail. A flipping dive is described as a dive where the last thing you see of the whale's body at the surface is the tail before the whale disappears into the water. So, as this is a feeding ground, we see a lot of flipping dives, not necessarily lunch feeding. It is the second time this season that I'm witnessing lunch feeding, and we started on the 3rd of April. Okay? So it is very nice to see two humpback whales feeding together, lunch feeding. Here in the bay, they mostly feed on krill, for example. These tiny shrimp-like crustaceans, very pink in color. But they can also feed on a variety of schooling fish, so these very small fish that aggregate in large numbers, and that could be herring, capelin, or sand eel. Most commonly in this bay is capelin. They are feeding on because this area is an area where capelin is coming into to spawn early in the summer. So whales are fairly simple to understand in the sense they always follow their fruit. Where the fruit goes, whales go. This is the reason for their migration, for example. Now, there is a puffin to your 9 on your left-hand side. Oops, let's bring down. And there is another one to your 1 o'clock on your right-hand side. So you are also very likely to see a few puffins during the tour because we are into the first month of puffin nesting season. So they are coming back to land after spending 7 months in the open ocean. Now to your 3 o'clock on your right. Just to finish my thoughts on the humpbacks that we were watching just now. Those are my 2 favorite whales in this lake at this moment. One of them, I found had a lot of scars on the face, white and those we term rapes. Those are scars created by orca bites. So that whale probably has had an encounter with killer whales, and they often leave this very easy to recognize rapes, we call them, along the body of humpback whales. The second whale, that whale is not named yet, but I love that whale because it has a beautiful fruit, in my opinion, and a beautiful pattern on the other side of the tail. And it's also a whale that has been showing a lot of curiosity. So oftentimes approaching boats, staying around, going around the boat. The other whale with the big scar, that whale is named, it is called Pier. That is the agreed name, but there are other names that guides have given to this whale. The Pier is a whale that I saw yesterday for the first time in the bay. So Pier has just arrived. And I was so happy because I thought this whale might die last year. Because when I saw this whale last year, those scars were very open. You could see the flesh of the whale, and I thought if this whale is so badly injured that it is unable to feed, it won't survive, and it will certainly not migrate. And to see it here, back again, here, diving like a champ, feeding actively at the surface, it is the best thing that my job can give me. So, you met a survivor of a whale today. Here is a start. Yeah? So we are going to keep sailing, hopefully to find another whale. As soon as we find something, I will keep you posted on this. I will just give you also a few tips. There is a whale to our 10 o'clock. So we are turning there. So we have a third humpback whale, if I'm not mistaken, there. When we were in the other two whales, I saw a blue to our third one, but it was a little bit further away. I'm not sure if it's this whale, but we have a whale here. It should be just diving on the left-hand side of the boat. That side. So we If you look in the direction of my body, you will see the wheel come up. Yes, very good. You nailed the clock system. Good. Coming our direction again, now closer to your 11 o'clock. sometimes you can smell the breath of the oh yes, she was to your 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock on your right hand side. Again, 3 o'clock, and that was the dive. and baleen like in the mouth instead of teeth as well. So also filter feeding whales. That was a great tour. The only thing missing was the sun.
Great marine biologist, deckhand. Yeah.
Hello. Welcome back to Húsavík, everybody. I am here on the deck. I don't think everybody can see me, but you sure can hear me, I hope. So I just wanted to take a moment to kindly ask you all to remain seated until the end of the docking, and then I will tell you to stand up. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for choosing Friends of Moby for your whale watching adventure today. We do hope that despite the rain, it was still a worthwhile experience for you. And as a final note, I would like to say that we wish you all the best. Hopefully nice weather ahead, even though tomorrow you might keep your hopes down for tomorrow, but the coming days are gonna look better. So as a final note, I would like to extend my personal thank you on behalf of myself and our fantastic captain, Arnar. So thank you very, very much. Thank you.
She gone.